Hey everybody, in this video I want to share with you all a couple tips that I really think is going to help make you a better archer, guaranteed. Now there's two simple, easy tips that anybody can do, and I think a lot of people are going to have a really good takeaway from this video. So, make sure you try them both out, and just trying one isn't going to help the other. I think if you do them in a combination between the two, that's where you're really going to start to see the benefits of these tips. So both the tips are, one is to shoot more often, and two, to shoot better. So what do I mean by that? Obviously, to shoot more often, you want to make sure that you're shooting as many reps as you can every single week. We make it a ritual here to shoot our bows every single day, at least during the summer. I'm not going to say that I shoot my bow as much as I should during the winter time, but I definitely at least don't go a full week without not shooting my bow. The most times during the year where I'm not shooting my bow is during hunting season, to be completely honest, because most of the time I'm spent hunting and not shooting. So that first tip is just to put more reps behind the bow, because guys like Levi Morgan and John Dudley, they didn't get to be their pros and the experts by just watching videos or just talking about it. They put their time behind the bow, shooting well, and perfecting their sport and their craft to be the elite archers in the world. Now the second part of the tip is shoot better. Now what the heck does that mean? You're here watching a video on how to shoot better. What do I mean by shoot better? What I mean by shoot better is when you shoot, everybody has good days and bad days with everything in life. Everybody has good days and bad days, and there's constantly a couple times during the week where I don't shoot very well. I go out one day and I'm shooting super great groups, super consistent. Then the next day, it could be I had a tougher workout that day. I was doing something different that day. There's just so many different options. You're tighter one day, you're not stretched out. So there's a lot of variables that can go into, one day you shoot better than the other. And there's a couple times this week where it was frustrating. It's like, I'm not shooting as well as I was yesterday. Why is that? And I think part of me wants to just say, just keep shooting, keep figure out what you're doing wrong and fix that. But the problem is when you do that and you sit there and you shoot until you figure out what your problem is, you've already started to establish a new bad habit. And that's what we want to try to avoid. So what I mean by shoot better is if you're shooting good, just focus on what you're doing in your shots and everything. Focus on the positive things that you're doing, and consistently shoot those good groups. But if you have a bad day and you're out there shooting and it just doesn't feel like you're in the rhythm, your groups are all over the place, just stop. Just put the bow down, come up to a close yardage, and I think Hunter touched on it in a video before, but when you're having bad days, just go back to just holding the bow. Just hold the bow and don't ever fire. So let's say today is one of my bad days. So I just draw my bow back, I anchor in, and then I just sit there and I look and I just hold my pin on target, and then once I need to let down, I let down. So what that does is in your brain, it makes you go through your entire shot process, but you don't actually ever make the shot. So you don't develop a bad habit of punching the trigger or whatnot. So that's what I mean by shoot better. You have to make sure that even on good days you keep shooting and you shoot a lot of reps. You shoot for a long period of time because you're in the zone, you're shooting well. But on your bad days, you just kind of want to just slow down, go back, work on your form. Don't rush anything and don't shoot, because when you shoot and you're on a bad day, one, you get frustrated, and nobody makes good decisions when they're frustrated. And two, it just starts to develop bad habits. You'll start punching the trigger, like I said, and it just doesn't turn out well. So you'll do more harm than good by just shooting and keep shooting as many arrows as possible than you would if you would just stop, refocusing on your form for the rest of the day, and then call it a day. And the next day, come back out, see how you do. So that's my tip. I hope it makes sense for a lot of people, and let me know how it works for everybody here. It definitely worked for me, and some days, good days, some days are bad days, just like everything in life. And you just got to make sure you focus on your form and your technique, and good things are going to come. So thanks for watching. If you guys liked the video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button and to subscribe and to subscribe to see future content. Thanks everybody, and have fun shooting.